Guys, how you doing? Welcome back to yet another Factorio video. Um, so I had a little minor issue um, during my recording, which I don't really want to explain it, so I'm gonna let past me explain the problem that I had here. So just as past me said, I was being an idiot, and I completely forgot to record my microphone during the entire 2 hours of recording. Um, so you get a voiceover from me for basically the whole video. Isn't that cool? So it might be a little shorter because I think I'm gonna be able to cut out a little more. But we'll see. We'll see. So, what's the goal for this episode? The goal for this, or for today, was technically the uranium processing and energy, but I only managed to set up the purple science. I also, like, I may or may not have gotten attacked a little bit again, so that also was kind of a distraction. But I'll just show you guys basically what I've been doing and you know what I've added or changed. The first thing I'd like to start out with, or I started out with, I should say, is adding a splitter to my coal line to bring coal up to my furnaces, because I happened to get a Factorio video recommended to me on YouTube, and I saw how the setup should look. If you're curious, it was a video of a guy trying to get to the border of the Factorio map, and I don't remember his name right now, but I'll edit it in, and I'll put his video in the link, as a link in the description, I should say. So basically what the plan is, I will put coal into the same lines as my ore. That way the inserters can not only insert the ore to smelt, but also fuel themselves, so I don't have to constantly refuel them. So after I was done upgrading my basic iron stuff, like I even expanded the miners a little bit, because it was a bit too slow. I decided to take a look at my pollution map first of all, because there's like a few places where my pollution gets super close to those nests, and it's kind of bothersome having him show up. There were a few times in this where my power just straight up leaves because I got attacked and the biters broke something. So that was not practical, I guess. But besides that, I'm gonna upgrade my red circuit supply quite a bit in this episode, I believe. Because we will need a lot of it. I didn't know that at this point yet, but I do try my best here to, make it much better than before. Actually, no, that was a lie. I don't try to make it better, I just try to make more. There you go. Now, after getting the red circuit sort of done, I decide to do the top line of my furnaces, because for some reason I decided to not do that before. So, yeah, I basically just use a tunnel, go below that belt, and I move up the left side of the iron belt, like where the miners are connected to, just a little bit, so that way I can get every single furnace fueled with coal. I spent quite a bit of time thinking about this, so it's not very exciting, I gotta say. The next important thing that I decide to do is, of course, change the coal setup that I just showed you. Basically what I do, I remove the coal from the setup and just replace it with the fuel that we are making. After having that completed, I of course revamp my steel setup a little bit, and I remove the electric furnaces for steel furnaces as they are better, I'd say. And now that I know how I can get fuel there easily, I will just be using them instead. It's, just more convenient, I suppose. Oh, well, the steel furnace is more convenient. I just need more steel in my life. So, that's what I'm doing here. And another thing I decide to do is I automate my assemblers, because I would have gone crazy if I had not done this. Because you need so many of them. I should have done this a long time ago, honestly. With the assembler automation being complete, I can finally get started on my purple science automation, or I guess setup first. The automation is still a bit away. Um, Basically, what my plan was for this time, unlike usual, I want one assembler for each item for each science, I guess. So, say I have 4 of the purple science assemblers. That means I want 4 track assemblers and 4 of whatever the other stuff is. I think steel furnaces and then like the efficiency upgrades or modules or whatever they're called. Because that might bring me like in sort of equilibrium where I don't get an overflow of like one item, or I get an overflow of, the actual science. It should all be equaled out. Well, I would like an overflow of science, of course, but um, you know, it should just work better like this. At least I hoped so. So as you can see, I start out with the modules, or the efficiency modules, I believe they're called, because they're honestly the easiest thing. It's only the 2 circuit types that I really need, and they're like right, to the left or above me in this case. So not really an issue to automate. Although later on, I do decide, let's just get 4 more of the red, what is it, circuit, the red circuits, because I think it's better to have more. It's definitely better to have more, but it's more like it's. I want the current assemblers that I have to purely focus on making the blue science, and then I can have the other assemblers that I'm going to make purely focused on helping make the purple science. That way I don't bottleneck myself in any way, shape, or form. Of course, with my expansion to the iron setup, I will also need to expand my copper setup a little bit, as well as fixing it up, because those steel furnaces are pretty slow and useful, as I've useless. As I've said before, they're useless. So I tried to go for a similar-ish setup here for the copper, but it's not quite as grand, as I suppose, as my iron setup. Later on, this will also get the fuel, or not later on, I think I do it right now. It's just pretty needed. And another thing that I look into is the cliff explosion thing, the dynamite, so that those damn cliffs are in the way, and I think they're kind of just annoying. So I'll get rid of them later. So that's basically all I do here, just adding the fuel and basically adding more to my copper setup. So after getting the copper up to, well, more, I guess, better standards for me nowadays, I've actually go work towards the purple science now, because I just abandoned it earlier for some reason. I don't know why. I can't remember why. So the first step is just doing the red circuits, which I, easily can automate, because it's just bringing more plastic down, and I believe it's just green circuits. So there's no issue there. Besides that, you need tracks, and then I believe steel or electric furnaces, I believe you need. So, as I've said, I'm gonna have an assembler for each. That means I'm gonna have 4 electric furnace assemblers and 4 track assemblers. So basically, it's gonna try to keep up, which, spoiler alert, it won't keep up. And I try to fix it in this episode, but I don't get it completely done. There's still some stuff where I need to expand, which is pretty tragic, but it is what it is. So what I've done now, I've set up the stone, and currently I am setting up the purple science line, basically how I want it to look. And most of the input that I want will go through the middle, and then I believe I let the tracks get input from the left, and the left will also be the output. So I thought that was an interesting way of doing it. Besides that, I don't think there's anything else too interesting that happened to here. I'm basically just moving the iron. So here I'm trying to move the iron down, but then I realize, well, why not just make the rods up there in that little like area? And that's basically what I do, because there's no reason to bring the stuff down and use more space than I need to. I can just make my rods up there for the tracks. And if you're seeing this, that's the dynamite for cleaning out the cliffs, because like I said before, they were really annoying and I really wanted them gone, and so they're gone. Also want those cliffs right up there gone, because as you can see, they're in the way of the last assembler for the rods, so that's basically why I'm making that. I had it there to test some other stuff. So besides that, I believe nothing too interesting happens for now, so let's cut to the next thing. So next up, I bring down the steel to my setup, which I realize I didn't really need to do, but it's fine. I could have probably just made the steel up there where I just removed the cliffs, but it's okay. Not a big deal. So what I'm doing here, by the way, is I'm setting up a little inserter which only grabs the red circuits, because I want those in the middle, going into my purple science. And besides that, I also move the rod setup, because I decide I want the tracks to the right. In the middle is going to be the steel furnaces, and then to the left will be, of course, our science. And that's just, I think, the best way I could have done that here in this situation. Now, I'll try to, commentate these last, I don't know, 3.5 minutes, or 4 minutes, I guess. So, well, I'm basically gonna move my bricks and my rocks up, because those are now what I need. Since I'm going to make the steel furnaces with the bricks and the tracks with my just rocks. The bricks themselves I will be grabbing with the long inserters, which I use them a lot here in the end, because I found out that they're pretty useful. I take another look at my pollution map, because I don't want to get attacked again. But it's fine, I'll deal with it next time, I suppose. And as you can see, we have basically 2 things automated here that we need. So the last thing that we need is the tracks, of course. So I'm setting up the iron rod to go down. I'm using the long inserters again to grab our steel, I believe. And the last thing that I need, sort of, for the tracks is just the rocks. Which, for me, means I'm going to put a splitter down into the rock area. But before I do that, I hook up everything to this new power station that I unlocked, which is actually pretty huge for me, because that's an 18 by 18 area, I believe, I think. So that allows me to save a lot on these power poles, which are like, pretty annoying sometimes, especially the very small ones, but it's alright. So the rocks are now there, which allows me to grab them and put them into my track assemblers. And the way that I get them out is also kind of interesting, I want to say. But that's something for later, I believe. Right now, I'm just going to set a filter for where the science is going to go, as that is, the priority for this video, getting a science automated and possibly already into the labs. And I've got some ideas for that. Here I believe I'm getting attacked again, which happens pretty frequently. Now I know I didn't really show it much, but it happened a lot during this video. And quite frankly, it got pretty annoying. So next time we're going to go on a eradication spree. Because I don't want to get attacked again. Anyway, moving on from that, I hook up the blue science, the purple science, my bad, to the same line as the green ones, because, well, it's unused, and it's right there. And I just believe that is the easiest way I could have possibly done that here, because putting it only in the last lab wouldn't really do much for me, and, you know, there's no real point in doing that. So, moving on, I believe I look at some concrete here, because I also want to get some concrete done, as that would absolutely make my life easier, because you walk faster on it. And as you can see, I've got the tracks here on that belt, the same belt that the purple stuff is going on. That way I save space and efficiently get everything going. So this is the fully automated setup, I believe. Just some of the inserters missing. So I'm gonna get to the end here. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And I hope you guys like this sort of style that I got on accident. Where I, you know, basically sped up gameplay and I just yap a lot. Let me know if you like it. I kind of want to, you know, I wouldn't mind doing it again, just this time not on accident. Another thing, if you want me to sort of like mix the previous style with this, where I kind of, you know, I speed up some gameplay, I talk over it instead of just cutting most of it out. If you guys would like to see that, also I would have the, you know, the live clips in where I live commentate from when I actually played the game. It would sort of be a mix of this video and the older mix video styles. So let me know if you would like to see that, or just sort of how the old videos are, or how this video is. Just let me know. I'd appreciate it. Anyway, enough yapping. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.